is brought to you by People's State Bank and Sweetwater Resorts and Spirits. Your Blitz starts now.
Your Week 5 edition of Friday Night Blitz is on the air. Folks, this Blitz show has an incredible amount of sauce on it, and it all starts down in Wausau with a clash of the unbeatens. Nate, please introduce us, good sir, to DC Everest and Kakana.
Coming into tonight, Everest only allowed 3.5 points a game. Kakana scored over 36 a game, so something's got to give tonight. Halloween, though, just 8 days away, so the Kakana Ghosts are putting us in the holiday spirit. All right, now we've actually got some Merrill action here as they were taking on Anago. I played fullback in high school, so this brings a tear to my eye. Eddie Collinsworth, the fullback, taking it up the gut for the touchdown, puts the Blue Jays ahead 12-6 in the third quarter. But back comes Anago. Alex Stank rolling out. Lefty throwing it up to Jerome Jones, fighting his way inside the 10. 23 yards on the play, and that's going to set up Dakota Matashevsky taking the handoff, pinballing into the end zone. 2-point conversion, no good. So this game went to overtime, and Anago picked up the win 20-12.
All right, to the snow at Mike Webster Stadium. The undefeated Hodags hosting Stratford. First half, Tigers up 7-0, driving again. Bo Gross taking the handoff, plowing in for a Stratford touchdown. 2-point conversion is good. It's 15-0 Tigers, but Rhinelander would answer on the next drive. Caleb Olsikis takes the pitch, runs through arm tackles. Arm tackles are insufficient to take down Mr. Olsikis. Finally dragged down at the 2-yard line, and 2 plays later, Quinn Lamers flips one off and into the arms of Travis Town for a touchdown. It's 15-7 Stratford. Now in the fourth, Hodags have a 6-point lead. Olsikis does it again. 30 yards, housebound. 14-point lead with only 8 minutes left. Stratford was a state finalist last year. What's happening? But the Tigers don't give up. Colton Schillinger makes a man miss, dives to the pylon. 29-27, less than 30 seconds to go. They would miss the 2-point conversion, and oh boy, Rhinelander. You would not believe it, folks. I can't believe it myself. 29-27. The Hodags hang in there. What a great game. Stratford drops their second game in a row. First time they've lost 2 in a row since 2014. Caleb Olsikis, 24 carries, 194 yards, and 1 TD. Hodags, 5-0 for the first time in more than 18 years. Now, we weren't in Ashland tonight, but our friends at On Focus were. Raiders playing the Ordockers. Peyton Kuhn up the middle to give the Raiders a first quarter lead. The Ordockers really hung in there. Minute and a half left in the third. Jackson Bonneville for Ashland, 70 yards. Wing it, young man, to Kevon Powell. 2-point conversion is going to be good after this, so it's only 14-11 Medford in the fourth quarter. Credit to the Ordockers for hanging with the unbeaten Raiders, but you just knew the knockout blow was coming sometime. Aiden Gardner, 50 yards to the house. Raiders are going to stay unbeaten, but man, you got to admire the Ordockers fight. 26-11, the final here. So I hope you use this upcoming commercial break to put more kindling on the family hearth, more oil into your antique lamps perhaps, because we have a ways to go before this show is over. Lots more highlights coming your way soon.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Builders Service Incorporated, Elco.
It could be you, could be your neighbor. Nearly half of us have a pre-existing condition. And right now, most have insurance. But Derek Van Orden called the Affordable Care Act a disaster. The plan he supports would allow insurance companies to deny coverage for people with pre-existing conditions and charge people over 50 thousands of dollars more. Van Orden's plan is simple. Don't get sick. Derek Van Orden doesn't care about us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
It was surprising to find out that we had less work once we got WPS and Medicare than we had before.
They went to the doctor. Oh, here's a WPS card. Oh, don't worry about it, we're covered.
Is that going to be covered? Is this going to be covered? I never had that problem with WPS. It was just great.
With WPS, we have no headaches. It's all taken care of.
WPS Medicare Supplement Insurance. Because we care. Call us at 1-800-221-7089.
Huge auction, Rhinelander, Wisconsin, November 1st. Trucks, tractors, snowmobiles, ATV, tools, guns, taxidermy, flatbed trailer, home contents, and more. Contact Brass and St. Louis Auctions for more details.
Their passion is for dental, they're caring and they're helpful. They're all together gentle, the Painless family. If you need a dentist, look no further than this. Our office is pure bliss, the Painless family.
Why choose People's State Bank?
I'm not used to a response from a bank the way that I got from people. I like to know who I'm working with. I like to have that relationship. To have somebody there with you, it's reassuring. Without the involvement in People's State Bank, I don't know where we would be, but we sure wouldn't be where we're at.
Make People's your choice. Voted Best Bank and Best Mortgage Company in Marathon County. Stop by a location today or visit us online at bankpeoples.com.
At WJFW, our Newswatch 12 news team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most of all to the North Woods. Our team is committed to the community and ensuring that you are as informed as possible. NBC Newswatch 12, news from where you live.
Hi, I'm Justin Williman with Miracle-Ear of Marshfield. If you're struggling to hear your favorite news and entertainment shows, stop in and see me for a free hearing test.
Welcome back to the couch. I hope you're watching this show while wearing those blankets with the armholes. What do you call them? Snuggies? I love those. And Mosinee football blanketed Hayward all night down in Marathon County. Griffin Stroin was there and has the details. Griffin?
Yeah, man, Andrew, I wish I was wearing one of those Snuggies during the game. It was cold and I forgot my gloves. But like you said, Mosinee was all over Hayward in this one. But man, the game was ugly for the first couple drives. These teams just came out flat. But Mosinee would do the damage in the first quarter and do it first. But, you know, right here, Mosinee, Michael Dole finds Drayton Lehman in the flat. Woo! Gets popped there by the Hayward defender, but Lehman would get the last laugh. Later, Dole's going to find Lehman again right here, and Lehman making some man's miss. Whoop! Oh, man, he's going to take it to the house, and Mosinee takes a 7-0 lead. Next Hayward possession, and it's going to be an ugly one. A fumble between the quarterback and the running back, and Mosinee hops on it. Woo! Good turnover, and the defense and the offense capitalizes. Dole to Kyle Kowalski for the TD. Mosinee dominates this one 47-0.
Kindly, Griffin. Really appreciate you popping in. Now we're going to get to those Kaukauna DC Everest highlights we didn't get to show you in our first segment. So the Kaukauna Ghost trying to put us in the holiday spirit. Bo Spoke escaping the pocket, looking downfield, and then he is intercepted by Kaukauna's Casey Lancourt. That sets the Ghosts up inside the Everest 20-yard line. Folks, Everest was unbeaten coming into this game, by the way. Gannon Demler rolling right for Kaukauna, finding Austin Miller, Ghosts up 6. And after another turnover and Kaukauna field goal, Evergreens looked to punt it away, and Ghosts take over at the 10-yard line. And very next play, Mr. Hank Hoffman on the handoff, huffing and puffing his way into the end zone. Kaukauna goes up by 15. They hand Everest their first loss, 32-0 the final. So we had a doubleheader in Forest County tonight. Leona Wabeno hosting Florence, trying to shake off a loss to Three Lakes. Snow-covered field, and when the snow's on the field, you run the ball. Connor Taylor, around right end for a 10-yard gain. Nice dive from Mr. Taylor. Rebels were at 3rd and 20 earlier in this drive, by the way, but it's not how you start. It's how you finish. Carter Janish from 2 yards away. Leona Wabeno taking the lead. Minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Clayton Janish dropping back, surveying the field. He's going to find Michael Stamper, who breaks a tackle and runs away from everyone, including the camera. That touchdown would be the margin of victory tonight. The Rebels take it 14-6. They'll stay at home next week to play White Lake Elko. Crandon back off their 2-week quarantine, hosting Oconto Falls. Cards down just 6-0 at the half. So strong first half for them. Would not hold, though. Third quarter, Dylan Thompson popping it in. Oconto Falls going to take a 14-0 lead. Next Panther possession. Thompson feels like stretching his legs a little bit more. 35 yards away, all coming up. Panthers 22-0 after this. Crandon facing a third down on the next possession. Logan Gretzinger with a play-action pass to Tyler Marvin, breaking a tackle and rumbling for the first. but start of the fourth, Crandon facing 4th and 3, and the Panthers are having none of it. Crandon falls to 0-2. They've got Tomahawk next. So let's take a look at some out-of-town scores. Newman Catholic stays perfect with a rout of Port Edwards. Edgar says, "I will see your blowout and raise you a 62-0. The Wildcats dominate. And Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln gets a big VFA win over Marshfield. So now it's time to take stock of the area standings. And if you've been watching our show throughout the year, you know which two teams are at the top of our first graphic. Yeah, that's Medford and Rhinelander. The Hodags win was not in the GNC, hence why they're a half game back. But if they went out, doesn't really matter. Mosinee moved up to a clear third with their blowout victory. Lakeland, Merrill, and Hayward are all off the screen. The T-Birds are in quarantine until the season's final week. So let's look at the Valley Football Association after Week 5. Despite the loss, DC Everest remains at the top of the conference. Wausau West is off this week, so they still stay in second place. Behind them is Hortonville, who fell to Little Chute. Rapids is at 2-3 after beating Marshfield. The Tigers, surprisingly, at the bottom of the conference. We didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, if we get Badger football for so long this year, but lo and behold, it has arrived. And Wisconsin's first game is a chance to exercise a few demons. Badgers taking on Illinois, the team that, by the way, knocked them off last year. The Wonder Boy, Graham Mertz, making his first career start in place of the injured Jack Cohn, and he did not disappoint. He completed his first 15 passes. The kid went 20 of 21 for 5. Count them, 5 touchdown passes. Wisconsin rolls big in their season opener, 45-7, the final. Now, we have something at the end of the show that we don't usually have at the end of the show, and that is time. We got like a minute and a half to just chat. Now, I like that. Usually we have to do this whole big rush goodbye type of thing, but not this week. This week, we could just kind of talk about what's ahead. So let's start with this weekend. We got Sunday, Packers against the Texans, Green Bay trying to avenge their loss to Tampa Bay last week. That's going to be a high-scoring affair. And then as we look at the rest of this Friday night Blitz season, I'll tell you, the game I'm really looking forward to, and I know I am beating this drum every single week, but I wouldn't say it if it weren't true, Medford and Rhinelander. 5-0 against 5-0 at Mike Webster Stadium, or perhaps even in the Dome. Who knows? I've heard rumblings that might happen, so stay tuned for it. Other teams around the area to take a look at. Newman Catholic. You saw their blowout win against Port Edwards on our score graphic. They are the second-ranked 8-man team in the entire state. The Cardinals made it all the way to the state finals last year. We're going to look for them to hopefully repeat that level of success as we get into the playoffs this year. And then, by the way, I don't want to just keep it all high school football. Tomorrow we have a plethora, a smorgasbord of playoffs. We've got cross-country sectionals, regional finals for soccer and volleyball. So much. So that's all tomorrow, but the clock has finally hit triple zeros on this episode of Friday Night Blitz. But kickoff is the same time as usual right here next week. Until then, go to sleep.